Right, this is a carry on from part 1. So if you haven't watched part 1, go and watch part 1 first so you understand where we're picking up here. Right, Mr. Andrew Blackhall complained about the crop circle idea for a crop circle centre being in above the lavatories, which are there now in the building above the lavatories. Right, I explained his complaint. Now he also complains about the idea for it being a cafe. Let's listen to what he complains about there. Dear Area Development Manager, and I'll bring it up on screen for you. It's this one, I believe. Dear Area Development Manager, as the adjacent occupant of the property known as the Coach House Avebury, I must inquire to what extent the planning would impact parking and indeed whether any cafe or tea shop would extend to the rear garden area of this property being used as a tea garden with tourists using this area. As things stand, it is a fortunate fact that some tourists urinate in the car park. It's an unfortunate fact that some tourists urinate in the car park. Is the plan to remove the toilet completely? If so, this again could increase the incidence of public defecation in the henge and car park, as there is poor signage as things stand. I would suggest that the change of use is poorly conceived as to the space of the building, would impact both traffic and indeed high street residents' enjoyment of their privacy further than the impact already caused. With a pub in the village and a cafe already in a prime location, indeed run by the National Trust, I would feel the application would impact badly on this village and the World Heritage Site. Okay, so this gentleman, right, has basically made 2 statements, as you've seen. So let's have a look at the other one. Which one is which? So I'm going to get this one. So, yeah, as we said earlier on, I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to read it again. You know, I'm writing, so this is about the crop circle one. I'm writing with concern about this application. The change of use will lead to increased traffic congestion in this area, and as such, this is directly where the buses accessing Avebury stop. And there is also a note of caution regarding what type of retail outlet is proposed. Okay? Now, this gentleman makes the complaint that he doesn't like the idea of it being a crop circle place, but he doesn't seem to mind it being a cafe, but he objects to the traffic. So basically what you have is a form of xenophobia against crop circles from a man who runs a bed and breakfast in the National Heritage Site. Now, he charges £95 to £175 a night for people to stay, bed and breakfast, in the lodge. I have it on good authority that he's actually a bit of a... and not very nice to the people who've been there, because I know some people who've actually stayed there and he's been a bit of a bastard to them, yeah? So, left them with a bit of a, you know, bitter taste in their mouth from actually using that building. Now, I actually know the person who used to live there before he got this, Roger Bolton, yeah? Roger Bolton, not the singer Roger Bolton, but the composer Roger Bolton. And he's a very nice gentleman, and I know the interior of the lodge very well. Now, I also know that it's not a 95 to £175 a night bed and breakfast quality. I'm pretty certain in saying that it's a bit of a rip-off, okay, at that price. But this gentleman, who actually does live there, you know, in Avebury, he's got an opinion that crop circles and information about crop circles means nothing to Avebury, when in fact it's acknowledged by the tourist industry, the Tourist Information Office, that it attracts probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of visitors over the years, and brings in a massive amount of money to the area. And basically what this gentleman is saying, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like the idea of the money from the crop circles coming to the area, and the idea that, you know, it could in some way bring down Avebury. But he doesn't make that complaint about it being a cafe. But he's concerned about traffic. Okay? So let's take you to another gentleman who complained about the Crop Circle Cafe. Now this gentleman doesn't live in Avebury. He lives in Marlborough. Now all this is available on the Wiltshire website, so if you go there and have a look at the PDFs. Now this gentleman, have a listen to this. This is classic, okay? This is a complaint about the Crop Circle Cafe. I wish to comment on planning application E/10/0324/FUL, which concerns change of use for a listed building, the old coach house, owned by the National Trust, within the UNESCO listed World Heritage Site of Avebury. I regret to say that the application is inappropriate for social and environmental reasons. The applicant is a well-known crop formation theorist with a large following of like-minded individuals. His or any other crop circle commercial base within this World Heritage Site would not be welcomed by the locals and those wishing to promote a more heritage-based application of this site. There are ample facilities for information or literature on the subject already existing in Avebury, as well as numerous websites with up-to-the-minute information for this sectional interest group. Encouraging more croppies to gather here would create problems for locals and other visitors alike during the peak season. Right, okay. So, what you're basically xenophobically saying here is that crop circles people are in some way subhuman, substandard, and not the same calibre of people that come to see the stone circles. What they're saying is people who come to see stone circles are okay, but people who come to see crop circles are substandard. Okay, so this is basically, again, xenophobia. It goes on to say, the applicant claims to have canvassed opinion in the village and found it favourable, but I think he will be proved wrong. My experience of living in the High Street for the past 5 years makes me agree with others who feel it will be an unnecessary intrusion on village life. I and others are concerned about the effect on parking, which is often at a premium in the high season. I'm concerned about its effect on local businesses such as the community store and the hen shop. A dedicated crop circle centre in Avebury would boost numbers of those who drive in and out of the village just to get the latest info. Then they head off as fast as possible. Right, I'm going to put it back up so you can read it. Fast as possible down unfamiliar rural roads to get to their quarry before others. So he means the crop circles, to visit the crop circles. This already creates seasonal dangers for rural walkers, cyclists, horse and pony riders, tractor drivers and other road users. So check this out. Check this motherfucker out, okay? His name's R. Vlitos. Actually, he does live in Avebury. Sorry, I got it wrong. I thought he lived in Marlborough. He lives in 110 High Street, Avebury, SN8 1RF. Okay, it's there on the Wiltshire website. It's all public information, so I'm allowed to discuss this. It's an open discussion. But he says that basically, people who come to visit crop circles can't drive their cars, are a danger for walkers on the road. What? More of a danger than people who come to see Avebury as a stone circle site. If they come there to visit Avebury with an interest in also going to see crop circles, they become a danger to road users, cyclists, horse and pony riders, tractor drivers and other road users, because they're interested in fucking crop circles. But if you're interested in stone circles, you are not a danger to walkers, cyclists, horse pony riders, tractor drivers and other road users. Right, okay, this is going to go on to a part 3 now. So we're going to continue this in part 3. But just, here we are. So that's the kind of twisted, xenophobic, racist almost, I would say, racist, you know. I mean, if this was this would be like, if this was a sex issue, he'd be saying, women who wear skimpy clothing and show their breasts are inferior. Men are the only people who should be coming to Avebury because women might scare ponies and rural walkers because they'll be looking at their breasts and falling off their bikes, and tractor drivers, their tyres will explode because of the pressure of, you know, women's clothing. You know, it's like, hang on a minute, this guy is fucking nuts. Yeah? This guy is fucking nuts. Anyway, okay, I'm going to bring you the finished part in the next video, but can you see where I'm going with this? It's like, hang on a minute, stone circles, okay, crop circles, fuck you. Hang on.